Today I am going to make an arrangement in a hollowed out watermelon. So this is just it's a smaller watermelon, it's a seedless watermelon, and I kind of hollowed it out. It still has some juice in it, but you can kind of see where I hollowed it out a little bit. I thought that this would be the perfect arrangement for your 4th of July picnic. So just something fun for your picnic. Now, it's important that when you use a watermelon like this and you set it on its end, like I had to cut the bottom so you can see where it's got the red flesh there. You want to put it on a plate or on a dish or something to display it so that it won't get your tablecloth yucky because it's going to ooze a little bit. So be sure to do that. Place it on a plate or something to keep it from getting sticky all over your table. So instead of putting Oasis down in this watermelon, I am going to use just a jar. This is just a decorative jar we have here at the flower shop that we put flowers in. You can use a jar, you can use a glass, you can use anything that's large enough to hold plenty of water for you. And I am going to take it. I made sure that the mouth of my watermelon was big enough. I'm just going to poke that guy right down in there. And it's just sitting right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just sitting right there in the watermelon. Okay. Let me ask you real quick, if you can hear me really well, please give me a thumbs up emoji or a heart. Yesterday some people were having issues hearing me, but today I've got the microphone on. So if you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up or a heart, because that's gonna, let me know. From here, I can see those emojis. I can't read what you're saying, but yes. Okay, good. You can hear me. So what I'm going to do, this is clean water with a little bit of fresh flower food. So a couple of weeks ago, I did an arrangement in a pineapple, and I put Oasis directly down into the pineapple. It did not last more than 2 days. The flowers didn't. I'm sure it's the citrus from the pineapple that caused the flowers not to last. So I do not suggest putting Oasis or water directly into your melon or into a pineapple. Put some type of container or some type of liner. You can even take some foil and line that pineapple with foil if you want to, and then put your Oasis, or like I did here, just put a little glass vase down in it. And this has fresh water, and you can refill this water and it'll last for a good long time. So I'm going to start making an arrangement. It's just going to be a pretty wad. It's not going to be anything fancy, but I want to use some hydrangeas. Now, I don't have any blue hydrangeas on hand, so I'm going to paint those with you today. I'm going to show you, I know I've showed you before, so this is a rerun if you've seen it, but everything I do is a rerun, so there we go. I'm going to paint these hydrangeas. So I've told you before that flower paint is a florist's best friend. I was actually talking to a friend the other night, and she said, I've never used flower paint. And I told her, I said, honey, flower paint is sent from heaven, because in a small flower shop, we order, here at our flower shop, we order hydrangeas by the case. So I get 36 hydrangeas in a case. Now, there is a case that I can get with some mixed hydrangeas in it, where it comes white, blue, and green, I believe. But I find if you order all white hydrangeas and you need pink ones or you need blue ones, you can always paint them pink or blue, okay? And so it looks real natural when you use flower paint. But it is important that you don't go to Lowe's or to the Home Depot and buy just regular paint. You're going to want flower paint specifically made for flowers. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shake it, it's good. And I'm just going to take it and I am just going to pop that plunger, just pop, pop, pop. Instead of having a steady stream of paint, it's going to be just like spray painting anything if you spray paint a container outside. If you hold a steady stream of paint, it's going to drip. So when painting any kind of flower, you're just going to, and I gotta make sure I can, I'm just hitting that plunger, just pop, pop, pop. Now, you can get them as dark as you want or as light as you want. Now this paint is called Hydrangea Blue, and it's just for flowers by Design Master. Hydrangea Blue only gets baby blue. If you have Delphinium Blue paint, it gets a little deeper. And so Delphinium Blue works a little better, in my personal opinion, to get more of a vivid blue hydrangea. This, it looks just like a true blue hydrangea. And so that's what I had today. If I had had the Delphinium Blue, I would have used it on this arrangement strictly because it's a patriotic arrangement. But this is giving us our blue. So I'm just taking this paint and I am just popping those hydrangeas. Now a lot of times, I'll hang on just a second, you might not be able to hear me over the rattle. Okay, a lot of times, if you need more color in it, you don't feel like it looks like a true hydrangea, you can always take and add a little bit of green. This one's called Fresh Green. Sometimes I'll just take that little bit of green and just pop it right in there, and it just makes it look more like a real blue hydrangea, okay? So just layer that paint, and that's with anything. You can paint any kind of fresh flowers. Calla lilies are a little harder to paint, but I have painted them. So I'm telling you that this stuff really is good. So I've got 4 hydrangeas that I'm going to paint real quick. Out of all the flowers I paint, hydrangeas is probably the one I paint the most. Just because, like if I need a baby boy arrangement and I needed blue hydrangeas, this is exactly what I'll do. If you need pink, you'll paint pink. You know, sometimes you can take roses, and if they're not quite the pink that you need them to be, you just add a touch of paint. Now I will tell you, since COVID, paint has not been so easy to come by. I have found that you can buy it on Amazon pretty easy. You can buy most of the colors on Amazon. And then Direct Floral, I think Direct Floral has been out of Design Master. Amazon's been the one that I've been able to find it the most. Here at our shop, we use a lot of maroon because it's Mississippi State. And so I tell you, it's wonderful stuff. So if you ever want to try it, don't hesitate. It's really good thing. It's a good thing. So what I'm going to do is I've got my little glass vase in there with my clean water, a little fresh flower food. I'm going to pop these little hydrangeas right down in here to give us some blue for our patriotic look. Now you could have done this. I don't have any blue delphinium, or I would have probably left my hydrangeas white. I don't have any blue delphinium, but I think those blue hydrangeas are lovely. Next I'm going to come in with, I have some red Alstroemeria lilies. So this is a very simple arrangement. That one's kind of busted. So I'm going to just take some of these bright red Alstros. I'm just tucking them right down into that vase. Astros last so long. Now I will tell you, because I put hydrangeas in this arrangement, you probably don't want to have this outside for an outdoor picnic. You'll want it inside on the buffet or on your countertop, because your hydrangeas are just, if it's in Mississippi, your hydrangeas are going to get too hot. So just put this inside on your countertop or your buffet, and it'll last. It's cool inside, so they'll be happy. So these are yin yang daisies, and I've got a few that are bumped and bruised, so I just pulled those right off. I love the yin yang daisies. It's just a variety. Yin yang is just a variety of daisies, and they're more of a smaller petite. But I like these little dark centers. They almost look like a navy blue, or they work as black. But they're just great little daisies, and they're as long lasting as those Astros. So all I'm doing here is I'm just removing some of this foliage. a bunch of daisies in a bucket in the cooler, they'll catch on each other and some of them will get broken. And so you just pull those off and keep going. All right, so there's my daisies and my astros. So it's going to be pretty all the way around. Okay, next I have some pretty red roses. These are, I believe this is just a Freedom red rose. A Freedom red is going to be a brighter red. I know you've seen me use hearts, but I like a Freedom because it's just a bright, pretty red. I'm going to just fill this vase with a few of these red roses. So this is a very simple, not anything fancy kind of arrangement. I always like doing 4th of July. I like the colors. I like the red, white, and blue together. So all I'm doing here is just pulling back any petals that look bad. All right, so there's my my red roses tucked in, and now I've got some of these really pretty Gerber daisies. So they've got dark centers, kind of like the yin yangs. Just a pretty white Gerber daisy. Now I'm going to take a couple of wires and I'm going to cut them in half with my wire snips. I'm actually going to cut it in thirds because I don't need it very long. I'm going to wire his little head. So I'm going to take this wire and I'm pushing it right into the disc of that daisy, and I'm just twisting it right around. And that way, then I can tell that daisy what to do, okay? You have to be careful with Gerber daisies because they don't always like for you to manipulate their little heads very much because they'll break off, but look how pretty that Gerber is tucked right into that arrangement. Now, they come with these straws on them, and I don't love the look of the straw. It's just a big green straw, and I don't love the look of that, so I don't always leave that on. I do appreciate that they come with those straws because it helps with their little necks. There's another. I'm going to put him a little higher in the arrangement. You can see that I'm graduating the sizes. This one's smaller and this one's larger, so this one's going in the top of the arrangement, or higher up in the arrangement. Tuck that guy right in there. And then I'm going to put one back here on the back side. Just tuck him right in. All right, so there's our Gerber daisies. Next, I'm going to put some of this, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, Gomfrina. They're those little white pom-poms that I used yesterday. I'm calling them pom-poms because that's kind of what they look like. Just tiny little pom-poms, like when you're doing a craft and you put glue little pom-poms into your craft. That's exactly what these look like to me. So I'm just taking them and I cut them. There were 4 little stems or little bracts on that one stem. So I cut it into 4 pieces, and I'm just going to put them here and there in this arrangement, kind of like little fireworks sticking out. And that one has 3 more little stems, just like that. But those are fun. I like these little flowers. All right, and so my finishing touch for this arrangement is these little American flags. You can put as many in there or as few. You don't have to put many if you don't want to. But I just thought, how sweet is it to put a little American flag right into your arrangement. Just tuck those right over into that arrangement. And then it really looks like the 4th of July, doesn't it? Now you can add ribbon to this. You don't have to add ribbon. You can do whatever you'd like. Always remember just to be creative and have fun when arranging flowers. It doesn't have to be anything fancy to have fun, pretty flowers on your table. You can go out and cut greenery out of your yard. You can do whatever you'd like. But this is so fun and so easy, and your flowers are going to last a whole lot longer in fresh water than they do in the oasis in the watermelon. Now I will say the watermelon is a little different than the pineapple because it's not so citrus, and it's a lot of sugar, and the flowers will really like the sugar, but I just felt like they're certainly going to last a lot longer in fresh water, just clear fresh water. Guys, thank you so much for being here this afternoon with me. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put those down below in the comments. And if you would, please sprinkle this video because it helps people see our videos. And I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a great afternoon. Thanks, guys.